Hello there, readers. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. I have a story today. It's another Mr. Putter story. Mr. Putter and Tabby toot the horn. And I picked this one because all morning long I've had meetings, and all morning long Nero, our cat, has been on our chair, on my lap, on my legs, all meeting long. Every meeting, he'd switch to a new spot, but he was with me all morning. Anyway, this one's called Mr. Putter and Tabby Toot the Horn. It's another good one. Of course, they're all good. All books are good. Oh, and this is a chapter book. So in this chapter book, it's got 5 different chapters. Number 1, loud music. Number 2, tough teeth. Number 3, Mr. Putter can't. Number 4, Mr. Putter tries. Number 5, the band. Those are the chapters, and it starts like this. Number 1, loud music. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby were neighbors to Mrs. Teaberry and her good dog Zeke. Mrs. Teaberry and Mr. Putter had a lot in common. There they are. They live next door. They both have a pet, and they're both working on their yard. They both like bingo. They both liked free samples. And they both liked rain. So there is a lot of things that they have in common. And they both liked music. Mrs. Teaberry liked country music the best. She liked the broken hearts. She liked the big silver boots and the tall hair. Mr. Putter liked opera. He also liked broken hearts. And he liked the big round heroes and the violins. They both like music. Some days, Mrs. Teaberry would play her country music very loud for Mr. Putter to hear. And some days, Mr. Putter would play his opera very loud for Mrs. Teaberry to hear. They liked sharing. One day, Mrs. Teaberry had an idea. "We should join a band," she told Mr. Putter. What do you think? "But I can't join a band," said Mr. Putter. "I can't play an instrument." "Oh, of course you can," said Mrs. Teaberry. "Old people can do anything they want." "Can they say they can't play an instrument?" asked Mr. Putter. "No," said Mrs. Teaberry. So she and Mr. Putter went to look for a band. They're going to see if they can find one to join. Chapter 2, Tough Teeth. Mr. Putter and Tabby and Mrs. Teaberry and Zeke went to hear many bands play. They went to hear an Irish band play jigs. But the jigging made Tabby nervous and Zeke itch. So they could not play in an Irish band. That wouldn't be the best. We don't want Tabby to be nervous and Zeke to itch. Next, they went to hear a brass band, but the brassy sound made Mrs. Teaberry's teeth hurt. So they could not play in a brass band. Not that one either. Then they went to hear a jazz band. The band played very late in a club after midnight. Mr. Putter fell asleep, so they could not play in a jazz band. Too late for Mr. Putter. Poor Mr. Putter and Mrs. Teaberry. It seemed that bands were only for people who had tough teeth and didn't need much sleep. They sat with Tabby and Zeke and wondered what to do. Those bands were not going to work. Chapter 3, Mr. Putter Can't. I have it, said Mrs. Teaberry a few days later. She had brought Mr. Putter and Tabby some peach tea and carrot pie. We will be a band. Do you think they could be a band? Let's see. But I still can't play an instrument, said Mr. Putter. Of course you can, said Mrs. Teaberry. I can't, said Mr. Putter. You can if you want to, said Mrs. Teaberry. Mr. Putter thought about Tabby's nerves, and Zeke's itch, and Mrs. Teaberry's teeth. He thought about a nap. I'm not so sure I want to, said Mr. Putter. Should he or should he not? If you try, I will bake you something sweet, said Mrs. Teaberry. Sweet? Said Mr. Putter. Something really nutty, said Mrs. Teaberry. Nutty? Said Mr. Putter. With lots of vanilla, said Mrs. Teaberry. I'm ready to play, said Mr. Putter. She's going to bake something yummy. He's going to try to play. Chapter 4, Mr. Putter Tries. The next day, Mr. Putter bought a little horn. He bought it because it was on sale. When he got home, Mr. Putter tooted the horn for 4 hours. He was a very bad tooter, the worst. Tabby went outside to sleep in the ferns. Tabby's running away and hiding in the ferns. I don't think Tabby liked him tooting on the horn. Mrs. Teaberry did not buy a horn to toot. She bought a mandolin. When she got home, she started plucking. She was a good plucker. She plucked all night long, and Zeke did not itch. Oh, that was a good pick for her and for Zeke. By the next morning, Mrs. Teaberry could pluck her favorite country songs. Mr. Putter could not toot his favorite songs. His tutor was holding up a tomato plant. Here she is, playing away. Here's his horn, holding up a tomato plant. I think he's given up. What do you think? Number 5, the band. Mrs. Teaberry forgave Mr. Putter for being a bad tutor. She said he could listen to her pluck instead. So he did. He listened to her pluck all her broken-hearted songs she could think of, and he liked it very much. Tabby purred, and Zeke did not itch. This was nice. After the concert, they all had a sweet, nutty vanilla surprise. Mrs. Teaberry said Mr. Putter deserves it because he had tried. So they're all getting a sweet treat. She said she did not mind being the only person in the band. She said the name of her band would be Plucking with Putter. And they laughed and laughed and laughed. So she's just going to pluck away with Mr. Putter. And that's the end of the story. And there's his horn, holding up the tomato plant. Mr. Putter and Tabby toot the horn. It's a good story. And he did try. And I hope if you guys decide to play an instrument that you remember, it does take a lot of practice. Anyway, have yourselves a super day. Bye-bye.